Hi there, it's Mark, and today we're in sunny Photoshop. Photoshop? I hear you ask. When was the last time you were in Photoshop, Hunter? I know, it's been a while, and the reason for that is probably because Lightroom, which was my primary editor, has come on leaps and bounds over the last few years. And if I wanted an object removed or a reflection or some more sophisticated color grading or whatever, I would jump over into Photoshop in order to do that. And now I don't need to. It can all be done in Lightroom. And I've been doing some recent videos in Nick Collection and to come Photolab. And they too have got great masking and techniques which makes most of what Photoshop used to do redundant, except for composites like this. And I'm getting to this picture in a minute. Because you need a pixel-based editor for that, and my pixel-based editor of choice, even though you can possibly see the Affinity logo at the bottom of my screen there, is Photoshop. Now, this was a photo shoot with Frankie and Mia. Frankie's on the left wielding the lead pipe, and Mia's on the right climbing out the frame with her knife. At the end of the photo shoot, which was loads of fun, I did this as a throwaway image, and someone said, "How did you do it?" And I said, "It was in Photoshop. Can you show me?" And I thought, well, I'll record it, and even more, we'll step through it and I'll provide you with the material so you can follow along at the same time. More of that to follow. So Frankie and Mia, nurses from Silent Hill, on a themed photo shoot in and around Leazes Park and down by the castle. We genuinely scared some of the lads and lasses that passed by and some of the local tourists. But great fun was had by all. It was a fabulous shoot. And yeah, captured some great images. So I've got this image and I've got this frame, and together we're going to do this. They are in a zip file. The zip file's on my website, and the link is down below in the video notes if you want to go and get those and play along at the same time. But this isn't just any Photoshop. This is old school Photoshop. So forget all the newfangled bells and whistles, unprofessionally scratching my nose there, bells and whistles and AI, this, that and the other. This is just layers, some cutouts and a bit of shading, and Bob's your uncle. Reminding us, I guess, that the base core skills and features in Photoshop that have been there since day one-ish are all you need to get by sometimes. So we're going to do this old school. It shouldn't take us too long. I'll keep it simple. Resources down below. What else to say? That's it. I'm going to go and fill my cup with coffee and play the titles, and I'll see you very shortly to be scared. So here we are in sunny Photoshop. Let's get cracking. Now there are many ways to do this in Photoshop, so I'm just going to choose one method to try and keep it simple for everyone. I'm going to come and highlight both of the pictures from the zip file, drag them and drop them onto the Photoshop logo, which gives me two separate documents, one with the frame, one with the nurse. I'm going to click and drag the image of the nurse up to the tab of the one with the frame, bring it into the frame, hold my shift key and release. Holding the shift key ensures it's centralized with the other layer, and we can get rid of the nurse layer now. First things first, I want to put the frame around Frankie and Mia. So let's switch this off for the moment. While we're on our background layer, I'm going to choose my marquee tool, rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to go top left, click, drag to bottom right and release. That gives me a selection. If I switch the nurse layer back on and click on it and hit my mask button, that selection makes the mask, and lo and behold, the girls are inside, but I want to reposition them. So if I use my move tool or V to enable that and drag them, you see that the mask comes with them, and that doesn't work. So Control Z, clicking on this link which joins or links the picture to the mask, and now clicking on the picture and move them, notice the mask stays in place, so I can move this all day long. So I'm going to put Frankie up towards the top there. And now I'm going to go Control or Command T. That's Command T on a Mac, Control T on a PC to transform the image, not just move it. I'm making it bigger such that Mia's leg is on the outside and her elbow's on the outside. But we can't really see that. So how can we improve seeing that? Well, firstly, I'm going to just add a bit of a bend to it. How can we improve on seeing that? Well, over here on the mask, we can reduce the density of the mask so we can actually see through it. And a better place to see that her foot is out and her elbow is out. Now I want her foot standing on this frame. So if I click back on the picture and Control or Command T again and drag this out so that her foot is on the frame edge and her elbow is way out of the frame. I'm going to come at the top and make it bigger that way because I want to fill the frame with Frankie wielding her pipe. Mia's foot is now off the edge, so I'll just bring it down a little bit, and I'm happy with it being there. Am I? Yes, I'm happy with it being there. I'll press enter and then back onto our mask and restore the density. Now, next thing I want to do is take a copy of the girls because I need to have Mia's elbow and foot out here. So let me switch the mask off for the moment by clicking on it while holding my Shift key. Then I'll press W, which is for my selection, and I'm going to choose Select Subject. My Select Subject is set to work on my Mac, not in the cloud, so I'll say Select Subject. It should find Frankie and it should find Mia and highlight them. In your own time, come on, it's found them. If I make sure I'm clicked on the picture and Control J on a PC, Command J on a Mac, I get a copy of the girls. Clicking back on this red cross restores that. And now you can see we've got them coming out. But there's too much of them coming out. I don't want this foot and I don't want Frankie's feet. So I'll put a mask on this. B for my brush tool. I want a hard brush. This is quite a soft brush at the moment, so I'm going to make it hard. Black is my foreground colour. Black is your foreground colour. D restores your colours to defaults. X toggles between black and white. Leave black on the foreground. We're on this mask, and now if I just paint here, I can remove the extra bits that are coming over. We're nearly there. Control or Command 0 to fill the space. What I want to do now is make it more 3D. There's two things I want to do. 3D the frame and then shadow around Mia on her leg and on her elbow. Let's do the frame first. I'm going to put a new layer in between the cutout of the girls and the frame. I'm going to hold down my Control key on a PC, Command key on a Mac, and click that mask. And you can see how it's made the selection. But I'm on this empty layer. B for my brush tool. It's still there, it's still black, it's still hard. Make it a bit bigger. Now if I paint here, you don't see it because the mask stops it. The selection stops it. But if I paint here, you do see it because the selection allows it. Control Z. So if I have a very soft brush and I paint on the outside here, the edges, the mist, the feather, if you like, will come just inside. It's easier to demonstrate than do. So paint out here, it doesn't work. Paint in here, it does work. Control Z. Let's make this brush really soft. Paint out here doesn't work. Paint in here does work. But if I get a painting just on the edge, you can see how it's putting a shadow just in there. And that's what we want to make this a bit more 3D. So I come down on all of the sides. That shadow is coming in and it's making it look a little bit more 3D. We're painting on the outside of the mask, painting on the outside of the selection, sorry, and it produces the shadow on the inside. Control D to get rid of the selection, and that's looking better already. Now it just means we've got to do Mia on her elbow and on her leg. So let's zoom in a little bit, shall we? Let's put another layer on. Brush is still there. It is still feathered, so I'm going to bring it down, and I'm just going to bring it out like this to there, and bring it down like this, there and under. Control Command 0 to bring it back out. Now that is far too strong, but we can bring the opacity down like so. And that essentially is it. Let's do a quick recap. We had 2 layers. We made a marquee in the middle of this in order to apply a mask to this layer. We broke the chain so we could reposition the girls. We cut the girls out, so we had a copy of them. We then introduced a mask to get rid of the bits that were over the border we didn't want. We then brought in, by selecting the shape of this mask again, we then brought in an inner shadow. And then to finish off, we added another shadow behind Mia's elbow and leg. I hope you found that fun. If nothing else, let me know how you get on. If you like this and want to see more videos, well, you know what to do. Subscribe, ring the bell button to be notified of future videos. And if you think it warrants a like, give it a like. Any questions, throw them in the notes, and I'll get round to answering them as soon as I can. Bye for now.